is the Tracking Production.
Good morning. I am E'Genawa Malissa of Creating a Lifestyle, and this morning we're going to talk about spiritual, emotional, and mental renovations. How many of you watch HGTV? I love HGTV. I love my two favorite people, Chip and Joanne. If you know anything about HGTV and renovations, then you already know who they are and what show they're on. I love it. So today I'm going to reference what we're going to discuss this morning on spiritual renovations. There are 4 helpful tips that we're going to talk about this morning that helps you recognize if you're ready to move forward with the people that are in your lives that's causing chaos or any kind of emotional interruption that is unwanted. So let's get started. E'Genawa Malissa with Creating a Lifestyle. Hello everybody. So we're going to discuss number one of knowing that you're ready for spiritual renovation is getting rid of flaky folk. And we know who the flaky folk in our lives are. We know they're the people that we cannot depend on. We know they're the people that always gotta lie and create some drama. We know it's the people that always wanting something from you. You know, they're always wanting you to put in, but they're not ever really putting in. Those are the flaky folk that we're talking about, that for whatever reason, we tend to want to have them around. I don't understand that. I don't get that, because I'm the type of person, if I find that you're flaky or you're doing something that does not feel good to me inside, I don't feel like we're going anywhere, then it's time for me to move forward. And that's what I want you to understand. Let's talk about this in reference to playing spades. Okay, that flaky person, that person that's going to renege, that person that's going to make you think that they do or they don't have something in order to play this game, and they're only going to use whatever it is that they have when it's convenient for them. Okay, that's that spade player that you need to be aware of in your life. So make sure that when you're choosing your friends, that you're requiring something of them, something spiritual, something emotional, something mental. Make sure that they place a down payment on your emotions before you put your trust in them completely. Let's go back to what I said about renovating a household. Before you even go into purchasing a home, what must you do? You must go to a bank. You must talk to a broker or bank, and you must give them a down payment of something. You must show them who you are. They're not going to just take it at face value. You have to prove who you are before you can get the loan that you need to purchase this home. So I want you to think about certain people in your life that you keep in your life that have proven nothing, that have done nothing, that keeps lying to you. You thought about this last night. Think about it. You thought about this last night. There's one person that just continues to lie to you. I'm talking to you. You know, we're in church now. I'm talking to you because you had this conversation last night to yourself, with yourself. You couldn't sleep last night because you have somebody in your life that is hurting you, that is bringing you down, that's doing you no justice, and they're still in your life. It's time to renovate. And I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about that in number 2. I'm back. Okay, I have to take my notes out for this one because this one is like one of my favorite things to talk about. And that is knowing the difference between a load-bearing wall and a cosmetic divide. Now, if you've seen me on YouTube before, a few years back, I've actually had this conversation on YouTube before. And I just want to bring it back up again because I feel the need to have this discussion. This is my little book. This is my little book of notes. And on the front, it says, "Be happy." And I started writing in this book back in 2013. Okay. And I write in this book different little notes, things that makes me feel good. So I'm going to share those things with you. But what I want to discuss again today is the difference between a load-bearing wall and a cosmetic divide. And before we do any renovations, okay, we already got the money from the bank, right? We got the mortgage, not the mortgage, but we got the loan from the bank. So now we're going to look for this house, and we just find this house, this broken down house, right? And now you got to figure out what to put in this house and how you're going to renovate this house. So knowing the difference between the two is very important, because a load-bearing wall holds up the bulk of the home, right? That wall cannot be removed. So now you need to start thinking about who that person is. That one person that's solid, that holds up the house, that holds up the roof, that holds up the chimney, that it cannot be removed. Okay, and if you decide you're going to remove it, you're going to have to put a lot of work, effort, and money in order to remove that, because it's going to be hard to replace. So think about who that person is in your life. So now let's think about that cosmetic divide. Okay, so we're walking through the house and we see all these walls. And right now in 2021, over the past few years, homes are being built now where they are open concept. So we're moving walls now. We're tearing them down. We're leaving everything open. So that's what I need you to focus on and think about when you think about the people in your life, because you have some cosmetic divides in your life. People that you could just tear it down and just open up something completely new. Just rebuild your perspective off of removing these people from your life. They hold no weight. If they're moved, the house is not going to crumble and fall. The roof is still going to be intact. The floors are still going to be intact. You're just moving something that no longer benefits you. So I want you to keep that in mind while discussing this, because you want to keep people in your life that hold some weight. Okay, I've lost friends. I've removed myself from some family members because of this. Because if you're full of drama and hurting my feelings, or I'm seeing that you're hurting other people's feelings, that's not the type of person that I want to be around. So that wall must come down. All right, number 3. So now you have taken down the cosmetic divide, that wall that holds no weight. Now it's time for you to reclaim your space. Okay? It's time to make that space your own. So, and whatever you need to do in order to do that, you need to figure that out. Okay? If it is finding a new job, if it is joining a church, if it is finding a mentor like myself, E'Genawa Malissa, you need to do what's best for you. If it is getting rid of that broken relationship that you just keep running around on this wheel of chaos, you need to do that, and you need to figure that out, and you need to find someone, a mentor, a friend. And let me tell you about friends that sit and listen and allow you to continue to do the same thing over and over and over and over again without giving you any kind of advice to jump off of that wheel. Then you need to rethink who your friends are. Some people, friends, love the chaos. So that again is a cosmetic divide that you need to remove from your life. Okay? You need to reclaim your space. You need to get rid of the chaos. It's not making you happy. And if you have children, little children, they see that you're not happy. And they learn that this is a way of life, because mommy is always unhappy. So guess what? I'm supposed to be unhappy. I'm supposed to be frustrated, and I'm supposed to tolerate, and I'm supposed to deal with the things I see mommy dealing with. So think about that. Okay? If you're not thinking about yourself, think about that. Okay? Remove the cosmetic divide. Hold on to the load-bearing wall and reclaim your space. Number 4 is expanding your current situation and making room for change. This is very important for all of us to understand. It's important because if you don't allow change and growth in your life, you're going to be stuck on this cycle. And it's a cycle that should not be acceptable. It just shouldn't. So if you have something in your life or someone in your life that's weighing you down, that's making you feel a certain type of way, then it's time for change. I scroll up and down my Facebook a lot, and I see everybody saying, I can't take this anymore, or something's got to change. And then that next week, I see you doing the same thing you were doing the week before. If you have people in your life that are causing this feeling, then it's something going to be changed. You have to get rid of that person. You have to get rid of those people. Birds of a feather flock together. That's a true statement. So if you have a bunch of friends that are around you all the time and you don't see anybody going anywhere, doing anything different, then nothing's going to change. That's what you're going to see. Steve Harvey said, and this was a few weeks ago, I was listening to the radio, and he said that if you have 5 friends in your life, sit down and describe all 5 of them. Each one of them individually. Describe your friends. And after you describe your friends, guess what? You have just described yourself. Think about that. That is so true. So if you have 5 friends, 3 friends that are moving in a positive direction, that's doing positive things, that are motivating you, that are exciting. If you're into photography and you have friends that are all doing photography and they have successful businesses and they're doing great and life is great and they're in great relationships, more than likely you would be on that trend as well. Think about the people in your life. Okay? It's time to make those renovations of happiness, emotional change, mental change, and or maybe physical change. Maybe you're not happy with yourself physically. I told you in my last video that I need to make some physical changes, and I am. I'm going to do that. I'm going to share that with you. It's all about being happy. This is 2021. I'm in my 50th year. 50. I don't have time to be playing with anyone. Okay? And that's what I'm trying to get you to do and to feel like, you know what? I just don't have time for that. Somebody coming at you with drama, I don't have time for that. Somebody doing something that make you uncomfortable, I don't have time for that. Come on now. It's 2021. It's a lot going on. It's time for change. It's time to create a lifestyle of happiness. Doing the things that make you happy. I'm E'Genawa Malissa, your lifestyle motivator. We're creating a lifestyle.